warm welcome back from the weekend, everyone. I am Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios.
And I'm Grace Agbarago. It's Monday, the 29th of September. We thank you all for joining us at this time.
All right, then let's now begin with your News Now Monday. The pre-opening seminars and meetings of the 2025 Africa Energy Week begins today in Cape Town, South Africa. One of the opening discussions held today was the update provided on the formation of the $5 billion New Africa Energy Week to be headquartered in Abuja, Nigeria. The country's Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lokpobiri, speaks to why the establishment of the specialized lender is urgent for Africa. Let's now listen to his words.
Apart from the formal over $4 trillion in the informal sector, there's so much capital. Our job is to ensure that we give a whole reorientation to our people. We need to gather people on how to invest in oil and gas. And I also gave the example of the cost of, oil and gas shares in the Nigerian stock market. Even in the London stock exchange. Last year, when Circular turned 10, I went to Lagos to ring the bell in the stock exchange. Circular shares were 3,000 plus 20 our system. In the UK, they offer £2. And because at the global population is increasing, so also energy demand will increase. And because oil and gas will still be the most dominant investment in oil and gas is absolutely right.
Now let's get more from the Premier Energy Sector Conference in Cape Town. Frontier Africa Reports Executive Editor Bosing Omofaye is attending the African Energy Week Summit in South Africa all week. And he joins me now from CTICC, the venue where hundreds of delegates are already gathered in attendance. A good afternoon to you, Bosing. Could you please tell us how the first day of the Energy Summit is going and what are some of the discussions across the seminar rooms today?
Okay, thank you so much, Melissa. It's good to see you. Of course, the pre-opening day here in Cape Town, the CTIC has been a very busy day. Of course, tomorrow is the opening formalities. But today, what we've got is a couple of seminars across various rooms as a part of the pre-opening of it's a week-long event. Today, we've had sessions around the Dangote refinery and its impact on Africa's refining capacity. That was a session that dissected the refining and the crude oil capacity that Dangote refinery brings to the table for Africa, and a lot of that was in the room. That was a session held by S&P Global Commodities, providing insight to a room. Content. Nigerian Content Development Management Board also had a session just at about now. Also, we've got a session that updated everyone on the state of the Africa Energy Bank. I moderated that event, that particular session between for the African Energy Bank, then of course the African Petroleum Exporters Organization, the APPO. And that was a very important presentation that actually bring everyone up to speed on where we are on the state of the Africa Energy Bank. So that was another very important session today that helps everyone to understand how $5 billion Energy Bank will be floated in Africa and all of that. And then we've got a couple of other in-room sessions throughout the day. But just to summarize, it's been an interesting pre-opening day, and that's how it has been, Melissa. Melissa, tomorrow is the opening formalities. As you may know, we're expecting a couple of African heads of state. I've attended 4 out of the 5 editions of the African Energy Week. Was going to be dominated by energy ministers across Africa, from Angola, Namibia. A former Namibian Energy Minister, Tom Alwendo, was in a session earlier today. There were also officials from the South Africa, the host country. The electricity minister, Ramagopal, spoke on the Africa energy agenda within the G20 framework provide a framework for that, the Global Energy Leaders Dialogue early this morning. So we'll see a whole lot of more of these energy ministers from DR Congo, from Nigeria. 2 ministers are attending from Nigeria, the Heineken Lopobre that you talked about earlier. And then, of course, you have the Honorable Minister for Gas in Nigeria, who will also be attending. You have energy companies across Africa, Sonangol, Oandol, Nigerian National Petroleum Company, the NNPC. You've got energy companies from Senegal talking about the Sangoma project, which has been a major success story so far. You're going to hear from a number of other energy companies in the mainstream, downstream, the likes of Schlumberger and a few others. So this is a huge one. And it also, of course, don't forget the South Africa's energy company, oil and gas company, as well as South Africa also joins the race for a drill, baby drill on the African continent. So expect tomorrow to get a whole lot busier, as it were, because that is the formal opening formality. And we expect to be covering all of this for all our viewers on Frontier Africa Report. Melissa, back to you.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Bosing, for those updates from the African Energy Week in Cape Town. In Algeria, the government will issue its first ever sovereign sukuk worth $2.3 billion this November. Backed by state-owned real estate assets, the sukuk will be open to Algerians at home and abroad, but exclude foreign investors. Subscriptions begin on November 2nd and run for 2 months. Valued at 296 billion dinars, the instrument will offer a fixed 6% annual return over 7 years, a major step toward expanding Islamic finance and diversifying funding sources beyond oil. In Somalia, 4 Kenyan companies are in talks to cross-list on the newly launched National Securities Exchange in Mogadishu. Chief Executive Yassine Aibar confirmed discussions with firms in financial services, real estate, and logistics, noting that about 4 companies have shown strong interest. He said names cannot be disclosed while talks continue. The stock market, inaugurated in June, is backed by $2 billion in annual remittances and is expected to begin trading in early 2026. In Namibia, the Bank of Namibia will, on September 29, introduce upgraded banknotes and a new coinage series, the first full redesign of the country's currency in more than 30 years. The upgrade brings enhanced security features, modern materials, and designs that reflect Namibia's identity and economy. Let's take a listen.
When the Bank of Namibia first issued the Namibia dollar in 1993, it was an act of sovereignty, a way of saying we are charting our own course in Namibia. Today, as we unveil the 3rd series of banknotes and the first fully modernized coins since 1993, we built on that foundation, not only with symbols, but with systems designed for the realities of our economy. Let me highlight what sets these banknotes and coins apart. First, the notes and coins incorporate advanced security features, the most sophisticated we have ever used. These include latent images, microtext, color-shifting elements, and tactile features that make it extremely difficult to counterfeit. For example, by simply tilting the new $5 coin, you will see the image change if you tilt that. A subtle but powerful defense against fraud placed directly in the hands of every citizen. Second, we have taken steps to ensure our currency is environmentally responsible. The 2 low banknotes, the 10 Namibia dollar and the $20, are printed on a durable hybrid substrate, a smart blend of materials that not only extends the lifespan of each node, but also reduces the need for frequent reprint.
Finally, on News Now, Zimbabwe has unveiled a national trade tariff policy to overhaul how import duties are set and managed, promising a more transparent and predictable system to boost industrial competitiveness. At a validation workshop in Harare, Competition and Tariff Commission Assistant Director Cecilia Mashava said the framework seeks to position tariffs as a tool for development, protecting local industry, promoting value addition, and regulating consumption where necessary. I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it on News Now. The show returns shortly with Grace at the FMDQ archives with the Markets Round. Stick around. Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for today's markets review. Hello there, Grace.
Hi, Melissa. Now let's track the first trading day of the week, starting off with the equities. In Nigeria, the NGX All-Share Index closed at the positive, up 0.17%. The Barrel of AIM in Abidjan dipped 0.05%. The Nairobi Stock Exchange closed on the negative, down 0.68% to 176.68. In North Africa, the EGX advanced 0.62%, while Morocco's MASI fell 0.73%. And in South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange added 0.72%. Now let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The Rand appreciated 0.34% to 17.28 per dollar, while the Egyptian Pound weakened 0.12% to 48.06. The CFA franc strengthened 0.26% to 559.92. The Kenyan shilling was steady at 129.20. The Moroccan dirham slipped 0.04% to 9.08, and the naira was little changed at 1,483.88. Let's switch into the commodities data deck. Oil prices fell with Brent crude slid 1.53% to 69.06 cents a barrel, and US WTI lost 1.84% to $64.51. Natural gas declined 1.09% to $3.17, while RBOB gasoline dipped 0.81% to $2. Finally, two soft prices. Cocoa gained 1.38% to around $7,000 a ton, and coffee rose 0.44%. Cotton inched up 0.21% to $66.54, while palm oil advanced 0.15%. Sugar slipped 0.61% to $16.28 as of 13:04 GMT. And that's our Money Moves markets today. Back to you, Melissa.
Grace, thank you very much for the markets review. And that's it for your Monday edition of Money Moves. From all of us here At the FMDQ studios, we say thank you for watching and bye for now.